Okay, this is just sort of a little addition section. So we're going to add a tree on the side of the house to kind of green things up. So let's go over to cylinder right here and let's just drag a cylinder right out next to our house. Now I'm just going to zoom in just a little bit. Now this is going to be our tree trunk, so let's go with a brown color right there. And what we want to do is we want to make it a bit smaller. It's a bit big right now. So I'm just going to hold down the shift button and I'm going to click and I'm just going to shrink the size of that down a little bit. That should be pretty good right there. You'll also notice on the sides you have these numbers. So if you wanted to change those numbers on the sides, you can do it that way too. Okay, so we have that white square that we're getting used to on the top. We can pull that square to extend our tree trunk up. It's going to be a pretty tall tree, looks like. Okay, once we've got that, we're going to actually, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit, maybe about right there. I'm going to create like the sort of the leaves or the top of the tree now. So I'm going to grab a sphere, I'm going to pull it out and just kind of put it on the bottom of the tree there. And you can see there's the little black arrow there, and that's going to allow me to pull up, and I can pull this up to a point that's kind of sitting near the top of the tree. Of course, we want this to be a nice green color, maybe a dark green, lighter green. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to make this a bit bigger. So same thing, we're just going to hold down shift. I'm going to click on one of these white corner boxes. I'm just going to make that a little bit of a larger size. I'm just going to put it kind of in the center there. Now what we can do is we can duplicate this. So if you remember to duplicate, there it is up there. So I can click duplicate, and now there's another piece inside of here. So I can bring that out a little bit here, and I can actually shrink it down by clicking on the little top box. And I don't know, I can click on the corner box and make it a little bit smaller. And then what I can do is take that other piece and I can duplicate that. So all I did is duplicate that piece and bring it out over here. And then kind of move that in a little bit. And then maybe I'll do another one, duplicate another one and bring it up a little bit higher. And this one, it's always important to rotate your view. So I'm just going to move my whole thing a bit this way and just look at how my tree is looking. Okay, not bad. And this other part here on the side, I'm just going to duplicate that. I'm just going to bring it over, and I'm just going to use the little arrow to bring it up a little bit. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to make a little sort of branch coming out the side to make it look a little bit more tree-like. So actually, I think I'm going to thin this down a little bit. So rather than 8, I'm going to change this number to 5, and I'm going to change this other one to 5. So that's a little bit better, a little bit smaller. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my tree, the tree trunk here, and then I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to bring this part over, and I'm just going to shrink the tree trunk a little bit down, smaller, and then I'm going to use this black arrow. I'm going to bring the tree trunk up, and then I'm going to make this really small. So rather than 5 by 5, I'm going to make it 2 by 2. There we go. Okay, so that's pretty small. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit more, and then you can see there's that little double arrow on the top. I'm just going to rotate that maybe twice. Okay, and there we go. Now I've got a little tree branch sticking out the side. And I can duplicate that, so make another one, bring it over this side, and then just click on the little arrow there, and there we go. Then I'm just going to move it up a little bit, and there's our kind of tree branches sticking out the side. Now, of course, you could totally duplicate this piece up here and maybe move it down, shrink it, and add extra little pieces onto it, whatever you want to do. It's totally up to you. Anyway, hopefully that will give you a bit of a better idea about how to create a tree for your house. Nice.